Hello and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Morrowind, The Elder Scrolls 3. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind? Say it however you want. In our last episode, we began working on the main quest line by talking to Caius, and we had to go into a Dwemer ruin for the Fighters Guild to get some information on the 6th House and the Nerevarine cult. In this episode, we're on another mission to go talk to the Orc Lady here in the Mages Guild in Balmora to find out more about the Nerevarine. So we're going to head on down and talk to her. I unloaded the extra stuff that we picked up last episode, the Dwemer spears and everything else. I also made us an extra, restore fatigue potion and grab some extra magicka potions in case we need them. Just some housekeeping. Just didn't need you to watch. Let's talk to her here. No interruptions. How many times? Oh, you are one of Caius' associates. That is a different matter. Caius and I have a very satisfactory arrangement, and I am sure we can come to some sort of agreement if you will complete a little errand for me. The errand, then, is very simple. I need the skull of Luvel Andrano. You'll find it in the Andrano Ancestral Tomb, but take care not to upset the natives. The Dunmer have some peculiar primitive prejudices against necromancy, and take grave objection to unauthorized tomb visits. Where is the tomb? The tomb is south of Peligade, just off the road, just before you reach the fork where the road goes southwest towards Sidonim, and southeast to Vivek. You may need an enchanted blade. Some spirits are immune to normal weapons. Here, take this old short sword, and maybe these old scrolls will come in handy too. So he gave us a fire blade, some scrolls, etc. And our journal has been updated. Let's check our journal. South of Peligade, just off the road, just before the fork. So, I think probably the easiest way for us to get to Peligade... What's this sword look like? It looks like garbage. Garbage! Plus it's a short blade. Man, we even had... Man, I really kind of wish we had taken short blade at this point instead of long blade, but... We're sticking with what we got. I think maybe the easiest way would be to take a Silt Strider actually to Sidonim and head north from there to Peligade. Might be the easier route, is what I'm thinking. So, we'll run up here.
We make a special trip just for you.
We're going to travel to Sidonim. It's too bad a Silt Strider... Oh, it's raining. Ugh, stupid rain. It's too bad the Silt Striders don't go all the way up to Peligade. That would just be a lot easier to deal with. So we'll head up this road. If you remember the world map, here's Sidonim. Peligade is like right here. So we'll see if we can't figure this out pretty quickly. Because it's really close. Like, it's way closer than you think it should be. Trust me. Alright, because right around here, I think we go to the right, don't we? Oh, it's a rat. Really? You felt that was required? Fort Peligade, which way? Ebonheart, Vivek, Hyode. Really? Did I miss the turn? No, it's up here. This is the right way. It's like right over there. If we don't get ambushed by a million rats again on the way there. Huh. Lots of loading going on here in the background. Kind of strange. I haven't seen that before. There's that little pool of water we always come to almost every single time we play. Oops! You're going to hear the sound drop out for a second. You may hear some odd sounds off on the side there. Had to click a few buttons outside the game. I do apologize for that. Live TV, folks. Okay, not live, but whatever. Alright, here's Peligade. The Imperial Fort Town. So, south of Peligade, just off the road, just before the fork where the road goes southwest. So, if we're heading south, I know we just came this way, but it's just before the fork where the road goes southwest. So this kind of goes off that way. Is it down in there? Oh, there it is right there. Look at that. That was easy to find. That wasn't too rough. Not at all. Like if you asked old Blue how the smoky situation out there over the CB radio, he would tell you it's rough. Okay, it's not a good joke. Just take it for what it is. What do we got down here? Grug has come to... Oh, there's a body. Have we been here before? Nope, this is just a dead body. This is not one that we've killed. Nothing worth picking up on him. Nothing here. Ooh. But we do have the sound of ghosts. Dead bodies in here. A shrine to Saint Veloth. Saint Veloth is looking a little rough. Let's not steal all the urns. Or everything out of the urns. Let's be a little more respectful than we've been in the past. Although we will take everything off this lesser bone walker. Oh, there's a skeleton over here. With a bow! Put it down, brah. Thank you. Ooh. A gray shaft of nonsense. Go ahead and take those. The rest of that's garbage, though. There's a spot down there. We're not going to jump down, though. We'll find some actual stairs. Jumping down is not the plan. We will travel this direction as we continue to look for this skull. How bad are we? Oh, not too bad. I thought maybe that bone walker had drained our stats. Oh, look, he's got a little mace. That's cute. Oh, our fatigue is way low. I should have rested before we came inside of here. What is that? An iron mace. Well, that's cute and all, but we don't need it. Someone's offered up some mushrooms over here. We'll take the fire salts, though. We're not too proud to rob that from a grave. Woo! That's a big sword he had. Oh! Ow! Stop it! Not only was that mean, it was uncalled for, you jerk. Was that more of those... Arrow of Wasting Shard. Weakness to shock. And shock damage. Well, that's handy. You can sell those off for a pretty penny as well. Look at this mural. This angry evil guy is killing this giant samurai skullface man and this weird, like, the occultist from Darkest Dungeon. Don't judge. Anything in the chest? A silver dagger and some money. Take the money. Again, not above grave robbing. A Nordic battle axe. Some repair equipment we don't care about. That's a downward staircase. That probably leads... Ooh! Anything back here? A ghoul heart. Oh, we'll take that. That sounds fancy. I don't care about some hound meat. But I do care about 10 gold. You can never have enough gold. Even if you're King Midas, you can never have enough gold. Don't listen to that story, kids. It's a lie. Get as much gold as you can. Let's take care of this guy first. Iron dagger, iron shield, no one cares. This guy, however, seems to want a piece of us here. Had a petty soul gem and some bone meal. We'll take that. Is this the skull? Yes, the skull of Louvel Andrano. We will take that. And the dagger of judgment. This is worth virtually no money. And is pretty much worthless. Well, we'll just leave that there. We do have a book. 36 Lessons from Vivek. Our unarmored skill increased. Anything here worth taking? Native Godulin Bone Mold Helm. That's fancy. Scroll. I hope you all can hear the terrible ghost sounds that are happening in the background. Get around the door, Grug. Any final treasures for us in this last room? Got a book. The Homilies of Blessed Almexia. Other than that, not much. Let's rest until we're healed. Let's head on back to Balmora. And let's drop off this skull, shall we? That's a pretty quick little quest. Not nearly as bad as the last one. Ooh, that last one was ridiculous. Is this about the errand? Very good. I'll just take that skull from you. And perfect. For what I have in mind. Thank you. Now, as I promised, I'll answer your questions about the Nerevarine cult. Go ahead. This Ashlander cult believes the long-dead hero Nerevar will be reborn to honor ancient promises to the tribes. According to legend, the prophesied Nerevarine will cast down the false gods of the Tribunal Temple, restore the traditional ancestor worship practiced by the Ashlanders, and drive all Outlanders from Morrowind. Both Temple and Empire outlaw the cult, but it persists among the Ashlanders, who care little for Imperial or Temple law. Here, take this copy of my notes on the topic for Caius. Okay. That was quick. Oh man, we're getting kind of full up on some equipment. Should drop some stuff off. Where's her notes here? The Nerevarine cult. This Ashlander religious cult follows prophecies of Nerevar, reborn to honor ancient promises to the tribes, to reestablish the traditions of the prophet Veloth, to cast down the false gods of the Tribunal Temple, and to drive all Outlanders from Morrowind. Both Temple and Empire outlaw the cult, but it persists among the Ashlanders despite Imperial and Temple repression. Because it is persecuted, it remains a secret cult, and it is hard to judge how widespread it is among the Ashlanders, or whether it has any following outside the Ashlander tribes. The Nerevarine. The Ashlanders firmly believe that Nerevar will return to restore the glories of ancient Risdane. Morrowind was called Risdane before the Imperial occupation. The Ashlanders say the great houses in the temple have abandoned the pure teachings of the prophet Veloth, forsaking ancestor worship for the false gods of the Tribunal, and embracing the comforts of civilization that corrupted the High Elves. The temple, on the other hand, venerates Saint Nerevar, but rejects the disgusting notion that the false incarnate will walk the earth like a ghoul. Nerevar. The temple honors Saint Nerevar as the greatest Dunmer general, first counselor and companion of Vivek, Almalexia, and Sothosil, who united the Dunmer houses to destroy the evil Dwemer, the treacherous House Dagoth, and their western allies at Red Mountain. But the Ashlanders say Nerevar promised to honor the ancient spirits and the tribal law, and that he will come again to honor that promise. To the Ashlanders, this means destroying the false temple and driving the Imperial Vaders from the land. Nerevarine prophecies. Dream visions and prophecies are a respected tradition in Ashlander culture. Their wise women and shamans take careful note of dreams and visions and pass on the tribe's legacies of visions and prophecy to their successors. By contrast, the temple and the Western faiths are suspicious of mysticism, and they regard interpretation of dreams and visions as primitive superstition. The most common version of the Nerevarine prophecy is the stranger. The verses are obscure, as are most prophecies, but two observations are in order. First, many less well-informed scholars assume that the phrase journeyed far neath moon and star is just a cliché to suggest a very long journey. But the Nerevar of legend was known to possess a magical ring named One Clan Under Moon and Star, upon which Nerevar is supposed to have sworn his promise to honor ancient Ashlander traditions and land rights. Second, the reference to 7 curses must certainly refer to the lost prophetic verses known to the Ashlanders as the 7 curses. The Stranger. When earth is sundered and skies choked black, and sleepers serve the 7 curses, to the hearth there comes a stranger, journeyed far neath moon and star. Though stark born to sire uncertain, his aspect marks his certain fate. Wicked stalk him, righteous curse him, prophets speak, but all deny. Many trials make manifest the stranger's fate, the curse's bane. Many touchstones try the stranger, many fall, but one remains. Lost Prophecies. Ashlander elders complain of prophecies which have been lost to tribal memory due to the carelessness or ineptitude of earlier generations of wise women and Ashkins. Suspicious scholars wonder whether these prophecies might have been deliberately forgotten or suppressed. 3 Nerevarine prophecies in particular are said to have been lost. 1. The Lost Prophecies. 2. The 7 Curses. And 3. 7 Visions of 7 Trials of the Incarnate. Perhaps these lost prophecies will someday be found, either in forgotten accounts written by illiterate travelers, or in the memories of isolated Ashlanders, or in the secret traditions of the wise women and shamans. Those are some pretty comprehensive notes. Wow, that told us a lot. Holy moly. Well, let's take these back to Caius and find out what we're up to next. We'll just carry what we have on us. We'll see what happens. We're kind of heavy, but man, these arrows actually. Can someone just buy these arrows? Let's just sell these arrows real quick. Run in here. Hey, you. Barter. Will you buy these? Alright, good. Will you buy this stupid sword that we don't need either? Oh, those are stolen. Alright, cool. Nope. There we go. Woo! I didn't realize we had 2 stolen items on us at all. Apparently this is stolen? I'll just throw that on the ground. Might as well. Something else was stolen. It looked like a potion, but I'm not sure which one. We'll just leave that egg behind forever. I'm sure we'll come across it again many times. We'll see if it rots over time. I doubt it will, but you never know. It's so dark. It's always nighttime. That's the one thing I'm always tempted to install, is a mod that just sets the lighting to daytime forever. Because while it's kind of atmospheric, it's just more difficult to play. Oh, the stars do look beautiful. Again, the sky and water, the skybox here, is really well done. I'm easily entertained.
Greetings. What shall we talk about?
Alright, here's my orders. And these are Sharn's notes on the Nerevarine cult. Excellent. I'm promoting you to Blade's Apprentice. Grugtar, I'd like some time to think how this fits in with the Emperor's plans for you. So if you would like to get in a little freelance adventuring, go ahead. But whenever you're ready, I'll have new orders for you. What is a Blade's Apprentice? Blade's Apprentice. I'm promoting you to Apprentice rank, effective immediately, and here's a little present. 2 spell scrolls. The Divine Intervention will recall you to the nearest Imperial Shrine, and the Almasivi Intervention will recall you to the nearest temple. They come in handy for a quick getaway. No, Grugtar, no thanks needed. You're doing great work. Now get out of here and let me read. Alright, let's get some more orders. I've thought it over, and I want you to interview 3 informants in Vivek City concerning the Nerevarine and the 6th house. First, I want you to speak with Adharanir, a Khajiit Thieves Guild operative. Second, I want you to speak with Hulkia, an Argonian in the Morag Tong. Finally, I want you to speak with Merha Milfo, a temple priestess. Here, I've written the details down so you won't forget. And here are 200 drakes for bribes and other expenses. Okay. Well, she tells where any of these people are. This person? Adhi Hernir is a Khajiit and a Thieves Guild operative. You'll find her in St. Olm's Canton in Vivec. Be careful what you say and use common sense. People in the cantons are suspicious of outsiders. You may have to win or purchase their confidence. So, St. Olm's Canton. Hulshi, I don't know how to pronounce that, is an Argonian with and a Morag Tong assassin. You'll find him in Vivec at the Black Shulk Corner Club in the lower wasteworks of the Foreign Quarter. In addition to his other skills, Hulkia is also known around Vivec City as a student of history and a lover of books and old things. And finally, Mira Milo. Mira Milo is a temple priestess who works in the libraries at the Hall of Wisdom and Justice. She's a friend, so be careful and don't get her in trouble. The temple is suspicious of Outlanders and wouldn't be happy to find Mira talking with you about religious matter. She'll be easy to spot. Look for the priestess with the copper hair and copper eyes. So we need to go to the temple, St. Olm's, and the corner club in the lower wasteworks of the Foreign Quarter. Well, probably the quickest way to get there is going to be to Mages Guild magic ourselves over there. Is going to be my assumption. Let's head that way. Maybe we'll do a little walkie-talkie. Get a second task done this episode. Uh-oh. Landris Belal. I am a sleeper, one among thousands. I bring you this message. Dagoth calls you, Grugtar, and you cannot deny your lord. The Sixth House has risen, and Dagoth is its glory. Whoa. Okay, Dagoth He is the lord and father of the mountain. He sleeps, but when he wakes, we shall rise from our dreams. She'll sweep our land clean of the Nawa. Why have you denied him? As Lord Dagoth has said, all shall greet him as flesh or as dust. The Sixth House, the sleeping house, House Dagoth, the house of Lord Dagoth, the true house, the one house to welcome all true Dunmer and drive the Nawa from our land. Take heed, Outlander, the day of reckoning is at hand. Take what you can and leave our place, for when Lord Dagoth comes, this will be no place for you. Okay.
Where is that snake?
You're a nut job.
You like to walk a fine line, don't you?
Everyone likes being, cornered by the crazy nut job religious dude on the street. That's my favorite thing in town. That's a lie. That's not my favorite thing in town. It's actually one of my least favorite things. Not that that happens a lot in town. Alright. You, send me to Vivec.
Watch your step.
Alright. Okay. First things first. You should be dead. First things first. We're going to be in the Foreign Quarter, because that's where the Mages Guild is. So let's head down to the Wasteworks and find that corner club, shall we? Let's see. This is the upper Wasteworks. We want the lower Wasteworks. Should be down here. I do believe, right? Lower Wasteworks. Let's see. Goes somewhere. Nope. The Foreign Quarter. An enchanter. Rare books. Alchemist. Ah, there we are. The corner club is straight ahead. And down one step, right? Over here somewhere? Do I not read correctly? What happened to the reading? Canal works. Is there a door oh, there we go. I missed a door. Alright. First things first. We are looking for...
Annoying outlanders.
Apparently we are an annoying outlander. Here he is.
Prey approaches.
Hey buddy, I welcome you as the friend of my friend, Grugtar. But I wish to go to my friend's bookstore, and these troublesome fools are in my way. I've tried to persuade them, but they hate my race, and I fear there will be violence. Perhaps if you speak with them, but be careful and be ready. Alright?
Annoying outlander.
Let's talk to this guy. Am I talking to you, Fetcher? No, I am talking to the filthy lizard, so push off. What, are you some kind of filthy lizard lover? You want to give your little friend a big kiss? How about I just give you $100? How about I just give you 100 gold more? How about I give you more gold? Listen. Can one of you just talk to me
Keep moving, scum.
and go away? Okay, have 1,000 gold. The rotting piece of flesh ought to be chained up somewhere, not running around loose. Well, you're not useful. Good day, I'm Geralt, publican of the Black Shawl Corner Club here in Vivec. We rent beds, and I have a limited selection of goods for barter. If you're new here, I can also tell you where to look for other services or a specific place nearby. What are you selling just while we're here? Might as well shop. No reason not to shop. Well, they sell all kinds of stuff, but not what we're looking for. How about you?
Keep moving, scum.
Filthy lizard. Alright. Okay. What options do we have here? Yes, so we go to my friend's bookstore. Troublesome fools. Hey, I should have read that first. The sight of a free Argonian offends these racist thugs. It would be tarnish my Morrowind honor to slay them, and I don't want to trouble my friend, Seralis Golmus, by fighting in his club. But I must go to my friend's bookstore, where we can talk in peace. If you have a way with words, perhaps you can talk to them. Or, if you have a way with money, they might be bought. Otherwise, I fear there must be bloodshed. Alright, let's try again. Hey, look, it's none of my business. Folks want to talk to a filthy lizard, it's their problem, not mine. Get out of here and good riddance. Boom! Are we ready to travel together to Jabash's Rare Books, where we can arrive at my friend's bookstore? I will answer your questions there. Yes! Let's travel together. Will you travel together with me to Jabash's Rare Books? We leave the door to the Foreign Quarter Wasteworks, turn right, west, continue down the hall and across the atrium on the same level, then follow the opposite corridor. West on the other side of the atrium, all the way to Jabash's door. I must warn you, unless these troublesome fools... We've already taken care of that. So, go out the door, turn right, west, continue down the hall across the atrium on the same level. Yes, follow me. Thank you, Grugtar. I will follow you, and we will speak further there.
Say what you want or go away.
Come with me, Argonian. That's just weird. Alright, we're going to go out. We're going to turn right. We're going to go west. Ah, it's down that way. Is this it?
If you're here for trouble, you'll get more than you bargained for.
I'm not here for trouble. I just want you out of the way. Down here? Down here? There we go. There's the Rare Bookstore, and he's with us. Here we go. Yes, thank you very much. We should be free from distraction here. Now, I said I'd tell you about the Nerevarine cult, so you can report back to Caius, and I don't know of any Sixth House cult, but I can tell you what I do know. I've never heard of such a thing. House Dagoth was the Sixth House, but in the War of the First Council they betrayed the other great houses and were destroyed for their treason. But I've never heard of anyone worshipping them. Dagoth the ancient head of House Dagoth, is the devil of the Tribunal faith, but I've never heard of anyone worshipping him either. The Nerevarine cult. To understand the Nerevarine cult, you must understand the history of the Ashlanders. Nerevar means something very different to the Ashlanders from what he means to Dunmer of the Great Houses. You should also know about the persecution of the Nerevarine, the legacy of the false incarnate, for the Nerevarine cult is at the heart of the ancient conflict between the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Great House Dunmer. Here's a summary for Caius, but ask your questions and I'll answer in detail. I'll give you a summary for Caius. History of the Ashlanders. In the First Era, the nomadic Ashlanders and the settled Dunmer clans were much alike, but after the First Council and the formation of the Great Houses, Ashlanders have been greedily forced into the poorest and most hostile lands. Now the nomadic tribes look to the prophesized return of Nerevar for a restoration of their ancient rites and religious traditions. Who are the Ashlanders? The Ashlanders hate the House Dunmer, who have become soft, and who have abandoned traditional ancestor worship for the gods of the Tribunal. And the Ashlanders hate Outlanders, who invaded and stole their land and forced them to live as a subject people. A reborn Nerevar who could drive out the Outlander invaders, destroy the false worship of the Tribunal, and restore the pure traditional life and faith of the nomads would be a very popular hero to the Ashlanders. Huh. Okay, how about the Great Houses? In modern times, Morrowind is ruled by 5 great houses. House Hlalu, House Redoran, House Telvanni, House Indoril, and House Dress. Great Houses' culture is partly defined by its roots in ancient Dunmer tribal clans, and partly by later imperial influences from other Western cultures. The Great Houses' culture is only one of the native Dunmer cultures of Morrowind. The other native culture, the Ashlander culture, is a nomadic barbarian culture largely untouched by imperial influence. Persecution of the Nerevarine. The Temple treats the Nerevarine prophecies as heresy, and the Temple imprisons and executes heretics, unless prevented by imperial law. But since the Nerevarine cult is hostile to the Empire does not interfere when Temple persecutes the cult. Ashlanders hate the Temple, in particular the Ordinators, for their ruthless treatment of the Nerevarine cultists. The False Incarnate. In the past, some have claimed to be the reincarnated Nerevar. The most recent is known as Peak Star, a figure of legend among the Waste Tribe for the last 30 years. The Temple says those false incarnates disprove the prophecies, since the false incarnates fail and come to nothing. But the mystical Nerevarine cult glorifies rather than shrinks from contradictions, citing the appearance of failed incarnates as certain proof of Nerevar's coming rebirth. Awesome! Well, we got more stuff that we learned. Let's get out of here. So I got some notes. Whoa! We got a lot of reading, folks. This is going to be a reading-heavy episode. The following are Hulea's notes. Oh, those are 2 E's. Well, that changes the whole way you say that name. Hulea's notes for Caius. We're going to need to know this stuff, so we might as well read it. Settle in, folks, for some more of my beautiful, sonorous voice. The history of the Ashlanders and the Nerevarine cult. In the First Era, barbaric Dunmer culture settled Dunmer clans, the Great Houses, and nomadic Dunmer tribes, like the Ashlanders, were roughly equal in numbers and wealth. Under the civilized peace of the Grand Council, and with the strong central authority of the Temple, the economic and military power of the settled Dunmer quickly outstripped that of the nomadic Dunmer. The nomadic Dunmer were marginalized into the poorest, most hostile land, in particular into the Vardenfell Wastes. For the Ashlanders, the return of a reincarnated Nerevar represents a longed-for and largely romanticized golden age of Nerevar's peace, when the nomadic tribes enjoyed equality with the settled Dunmer, and before the Dunmer people had for the most part abandoned traditional ancestor worship for the autocratic theocracy of the Tribunal Temple. The Nerevar of the Ashlanders. This is the story of Nerevar as an Ashlander might tell it. In ancient days, the Deep Elves and a great host of Outlanders from the west came to steal the land of the Dunmer. In that time, Nerevar was the great Khan and war leader of the House people, but he honored the ancient spirits and the tribal law, and became as one of us. So, when Nerevar pledged upon his great ring of the ancestors, one clan under Moon and Star, to honor the ways of the spirits and rights of the land, all the tribes joined the House people to fight a great battle at Red Mountain. Though many Dunmer tribesmen and housemen died at Red Mountain, the Dwemer were defeated and their evil magics destroyed and the Outlanders driven from the land. But after this great victory, the power-hungry Khans of the great houses slew Nerevar in secret, and, setting themselves up as gods, neglecting Nerevar's promises to the tribes. But it is said that Nerevar will come again with his ring, and cast down the false gods, and by the power of his ring will make good his promises to the tribes, to honor the spirits and drive the outsiders from the land. the persecution of the Nerevarine cult. The Tribunal Temple regards the mysticism and prophecy of the Nerevarine cult as primitive superstition. The Ashlander ancestors cults, and the Nerevarines in particular, have always decried the worship of living Dunmer as abominations, suspecting the unnatural lifetimes of the Tribunal to be signs of profane sorcery or necromancy. Though the authoritarian and intolerant temple priesthood was always been inclined to tolerate Ashlander ancestor cult practices, they have always threatened Nerevarine claimants with death or imprisonment. And while generally tolerant of various cult worships, the Imperial Commission of the Occupation outlaws cults hostile to the Emperor and the Empire, and threatens members of such cults with imprisonment or death. The Ordinators are allowed a free hand when dealing with outlawed cults, like the Nerevarines. Peakstar and other incarnates in the past. In the past, others have claimed to be the reincarnated Nerevar of prophecy. The most recent is known as Peakstar, a mysterious figure who has reportedly appeared and disappeared among the waste tribes over the last 30 years. The temple notes that these false incarnates discredit the Nerevarine prophecies. Singularly and illogically, the Ashlanders acknowledge a history of false claimants, calling the failed incarnates, but they regard them as proof of the validity of the prophecies rather than the contradiction. Among the Nerevarines there is a fable of a cavern of the incarnates, where the spirits of the failed incarnates dwell. The Nerevarine cult is a mystical cult, and it glorifies rather than shrinks from contradiction. Woo! Wow! That is really cool. That is so much backstory in this game. I know that some of these, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I get that to listen to, but I feel like it's definitely worth it. I think the temple's in the south. We need to go south? Where is St. Olms? South of us somewhere. I know it's a lot to take in. And then it may be a little bit dry for some folks, and I'm sorry if that's the case, but we definitely are going to need to know the tale of this holy figure that we are supposed to be. So we better take the time to read these things and talk to the people. So next up we need to get to St. Olms. So that's going to be this direction. Is there a... You know what? There is a faster way down. There we go. Oh, there we go. I didn't feel like figuring out how to get down. Now, where is St. Olms? Man, that Dwemer bracer as opposed to our steel glove is kind of odd. I feel like our left hand is a little naked. Like it might be cold out there in the wind. I think this is St. Olms if I remember correctly. And now we can run. Is this St. Olms? Have I remembered correctly? Have I read the map correctly? No, this is the arena. I can't seem to highlight what I want, and I can't remember how to zoom in on the map. That's upsetting. Redoran, Foreign Quarter, Arena, Telvanni. Really? St. Deline? St. Olms. Okay, it's just south of us here. I was close. Give me credit. I tried. I almost got there. Ooh, so close. Alright, where in St. Olms is this one, by the way? St. Olms, we're looking for the Khajiit Adrahaninir. He can be found St. Olms Canton in Vivek. And be careful, because people are suspicious of outsiders. So, if it's in here is what we're looking for, let's head up and get to the main building area and see if we can find this Khajiit. Let's see. That's going to be the Wasteworks. I want the main level. Woo! That's sunlight. A little bit bright. A little bit shiny. Not shiny like amazing, but still shiny. Alright, I'm looking for a Khajiit. You're a
Fresh game.
Let's save before we talk to this Argonian. Let's give this Argonian some cash and ask. That sneak, she'll be here in St. Olm somewhere, although if the heat's on, she may not be parading around in public. Ask around, perhaps someone else has seen her. Okay? Let's not ask the Ordinator. Let's ask... Oh, this guy looks shady. Look at this guy. Here, give him some cash, Grug. The sneak, she'll be here in St. Olm's, but I don't know. Try someone else, okay?
What do you want?
Someone's gotta know. How about you? Ooh, how about you? I don't believe I've seen an orc with such a grand outfit. Can I help you? Yes, how about you take some money? And that sneak, she'll be in St. Olm's. Although the heat's on, she may not be out and about. Well, I guess that means we're gonna have to go down into the waterworks here. Brewer and Fishmonger's Hall. Oh, that's a locked door. Aha! You. St. Olm somewhere, I don't know.
Speak quickly, Outlander, or go away.
Goodbye.
Speak, traveler.
We'll just, look around a bit. Oh wait, maybe this person wandering abouts will know. Got some fancy clothes. Hey, you. Ah, yes, her name is Adenhir, and she's a Khajiit. Do you know where I can find her? Excuse me, I'm busy. Sorry to bother you. Ah, so you're looking for this Khajiit as well, are you? I see. So I must be on the right track. Never heard of her. Nope, absolutely certain. Never heard the name before. How about if I give you a bunch... Come on, just take the money. Oh, Adenhir. Maybe that name does sound a little familiar. For some reason, I just can't seem to remember. Okay, I get it. Okay, I know Adenhir. And if I know that person, she'll be staying out of sight as long as the census and excise agent is lurking about. Probably down in the underworks. Look for trapdoors down from the canal works level. Alright! So into the underworks we go from the canal works. So we need to find a door that goes down. See, here we go. Oh. Oh, not this place again. I hear a Khajiit, though. Really? Oh, you had a disturbing dream. You can only recall one part. A tall figure with a golden mask led you among the dead as through a wedding celebration. You heard many voices, but no lips moved. You strained to breathe, but your chest didn't move. The tall figure spoke with each figure as he passed among them, laughing and joking, as if they were alive, but they made no reply. You tried to cry out, but without breath, your tongue fluttered in vain. Well, that's a disturbing dream. As we cast our light spell. Hey, look! I think you're the person we're looking for.
May you walk on warm sand.
Hey, hey! Great. So Caius says to you, speak with Adenhir, and you've done this thing. You are speaking with Adenhir, but Adenhir will not talk to you about the Nerevarine or the Sixth House cult. And because why? Because Adenhir is at this moment very distracted by a nice census and excise agent who also wants to speak with her. You do not know this. They are the collectors of the Emperor's taxes and tariffs, and the Emperor has outlawed trade in many things, like Dwemer artifacts and ebony, and a census and excise agent will enjoy being a pest about such things. For several reasons, a census and excise agent is not Adherine's favorite person. If you want me to help you, make the bad agent go away, then she will tell you things. Okay, so that was that guy who wanted to know where she was. So let's go back up. Let's do a little save. Head back up here. Find him walking around again. We need to go up. We did not go up. Get out of the way. Get out of Grug's way. Where'd he go? He was up here. There he is. Hey, buddy. You. Ah, yes. As I said, I'm looking for a friend of mine. A female Khajiit named Nerevarine. I thought you might be able to tell me where to find her. Yes, her name is this. She's a Khajiit. Yes, she just took a gondola to the mainland. What a disappointment, but thank you for your time. I was just heading back to the mainland myself anyways, and maybe I'll run into her there. Well, that was easy enough. I thought we were going to have to kill him. I was sure we were going to have to kill him. The fact that we didn't, kind of surprising. To tell the honest truth. Ah, we are back.
Our sugar is yours, friend.
So, are you the one Adherineer must thank for getting rid of the annoying census and excise agent? Indeed. Adherineer is very glad to see you and very happy to tell a friend of my good friend Caius all about the Sixth House cult. And Adherineer knows nothing about the Nerevarine, but Adherineer is happy to tell you that too. If it makes Caius happy, ask away, friend Grugtar. Alright, so first, even though you don't know anything, we'll ask it. Yes. Adherineer knows nothing about the Nerevarine cult, because it is just silly superstition. So you tell Caius this. Nobody in their right mind pays any attention to this nonsense. Prophecies and ancient heroes reborn and other silliness. Fuzzy tales for little kiddies. How about you tell me about the Sixth House cult? This Adherineer knows about, because it is about smuggling. Some smart smugglers are suddenly too busy for their old clients, because they have a new employer, the Sixth House, who pays very well. But what do they smuggle now? Adherineer doesn't know, because they are very secret, and this is odd because these smugglers are always loud and bragging, and now they hush up like fat-bellied kitties full of sweet meats. Smuggling is big business. The Empire says we can't trade skooma, moon sugar, ebony, Dwemer artifacts, exotic Dunmer weapons, and armor and slaves. So smugglers trade these things. Smugglers also smuggle grief, Shane, and Sejuma to avoid imperial tax. And now the Sixth House hires smugglers, though what they smuggle, Adherineer cannot say. Is that all you have to tell us? Okay. Here it says that some smugglers are now working for the Sixth House. Thought it was strange the smugglers are usually bragging about their smuggling, but are suddenly being very quiet about what they smuggle for the Sixth House. I wonder what is being smuggled and why it is such a big secret. I think this is the sort of thing they're looking for. Okay, cool. So I think that's everything. Yep. No journal updates. So, we have the Ashlanders. Oh, we gotta get away from this water before we talk for a minute. We're at 48 minutes, so we're gonna get wrapping up this episode. So we have the Ashlanders, who believe in a prophecy of an ancient hero who's gonna come back to life in the form of a reincarnation to bring back their golden age, basically. We have found out that the temple thinks this is blasphemy and is fighting against the Ashlanders' cults because of this. That the house, the great Dunmer houses, don't like this because they left the Ashlanders behind and became economic powerhouses in the area. The Sixth House, the House of Dagoth-Ur, is backing around because that weird guy talked to us and was like, hey, I'm a member of this house. That was odd. And the Sixth House, Dagoth-Ur, has been hiring smugglers to smuggle items that no one's really sure what they are, but there's some kind of smuggling going on. That's pretty crazy. That is a lot for us to take in one episode. So, we didn't get any notes from her. That's the only thing I'm kind of sad about. Alright. So, next up, I guess, and finally, is for us to head to the temple and go find, oh, let's see here. There we go. We need to head to the temple and talk to Amera Milo, a temple priestess at the Hall of Wisdom in the temple compound. We'll head there in the next episode of Gaming with Grug, find out more information about these crazy cults and everything else here in Morrowind, and continue our quest for Caius. I'm going to say thanks for watching. Please tell your friends. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we hope to see you soon.